Next up, at UFC 318, we have Dan Ige taking on Patricio Pitbull. Dan Ige saved UFC 303, and that's what spawned the thank you Dan chance. Is 19-9 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He's coming off that finish win over Sean Woodson. We'll talk about that at another time. That fight still gets me fired up. Taking on Patricio Pitbull, 36-8 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is looking for his first ever UFC win, and that's because this is only his second ever UFC fight. Dan Ige is a guy that we've broken down a million times over. He's a good kickboxer. He is tough as nails. He's got a never say die attitude. He's not particularly amazing at anything, but you can count on him to show up ready to go on fight night. So much so that I mentioned he saved UFC 303, and that's because that guy stepped up on 5 hours notice to take on Diego Lopez in the co-main event. Dan Ige is a guy that's been flirting with the top 5 of the division. He consistently fights these very good young up-and-comers. He's now finally fighting somebody a little older, somebody on the back 9 of their career instead of on the come-up, and that's Patricio Pitbull. Patricio Pitbull is a phenomenal fighter. If you don't watch Bellator, you don't recognize the name. He's one of the best Bellator fighters we have ever had. He won his first ever tournament in 2013. He defended or won the belt 16 times from that point forward. He fought for belts in 3 different divisions. 2 of them he earned and defended. He has fought some of the best to ever do it outside of the UFC, but finding success inside the UFC has been a little tougher. Patricio Pitbull's got good, powerful hands. He's got good wrestling. He's aggressive. He's got good jiu-jitsu. I fell for the Patricio Pitbull trap in his UFC debut. I thought he was going to beat Yair Rodriguez. He didn't quite do that. He did have some moments of success. You saw a takedown there. He's insanely tough. He's a durable guy. I think Patricio Pitbull is certainly primed here to win this fight. I'm going to pick Dan Ige only because Dan is so insanely tough. Dan will get after it. Dan's not a guy that you can break. And Dan's also not 38 years old like Patricio is. But I think Pitbull is a great underdog here. I actually have 2 bets on him as an underdog. I have Pitbull win inside the distance, decision, no action. I fully expect that to get refunded. All that means is if Pitbull finishes Dan Ige somehow, I'll get paid. But if he doesn't, I get a refund on the bet, which I expect. And then I also have Pitbull plus 3.5. I do think this could be a fun back and forth 29-28 style fight. Pitbull is still a very good fighter despite being a little older. Dan Ige is going to be the pick, though. I was going to fucking give it to you, and you took the biggest goddamn bite. Jesus, dude.
Did you see it?
Yeah, it looked fantastic, but like you literally took a bite the very second. I was Jesus, dude. Yeah, it's your turn. Smackers.
Excuse me. Yeah, this should be a obviously that the Pitbull that is an underdog for a reason, the one that came in versus that fight versus a year. If that same Pitbull comes up or shows up, he's going to get fucking smoked. Ige is more than capable of beating the guy. I know the resume of Pitbull, but for what he's shown, we haven't really seen it. But this is going to be a much more favorable matchup for him. This is like a tailor. I mentioned my quick video. See if you agree that this is probably, if anybody in this division, it might be like the tailor-made matchup of a style that Pitbull can win, because Ige will give him a chance to, with that boxing, maybe a takedown or 2, but it's probably going to come down to the boxing. He was definitely thrown off by the length and the kicks of Yair. When he was able to close the distance, you saw he still has that hand speed. I mean, he landed a few shots on Yair, but ultimately the length and the kicks of Yair really kind of threw him off. He looked completely unprepared for the fight for whatever reason. This is a more favorable matchup. I'm going to take a little bit of a flyer here as a pick. I'm not going to bet him because I can't, Dan Ige is my guy. I was a big fan of Dan Ige. 303, we were there when he was short notice, and I was like, oh my God, thank God for this guy, Dan Ige, for stepping up. I know there's a lot of haters in the crowd trying to root for him to get finished and all this stuff, but I was like, thank you, Dan, for what you did in that fight. Yeah, I'm going to take Pitbull here just because this should be the type of fight that he wins. But if he loses, I'm not going to be crazy surprised, and I haven't put any money on him, so who really cares?
Yeah, I care. I agree. This is a fun fight. This is a great matchup. Josh Thompson, do the bad take stuff with him. He said from the jump when they announced they signed Pitbull, he's like, he should be fighting Dan Ige. That's the fight we should be doing, not Yair Rodriguez.
So smart. Good for John.
And then I agree, because now here we are with Dan Ige fight week with Patricio Pitbull. It's a great matchup. It is a winnable fight for Patricio Pitbull. It's a winnable fight for Dan Ige. Is that some sort of
clause in a contract or like your weird friendship or something that you have to name drop him once? Nobody knows who that is.
Well, first of all, I was just referencing the matchup because him and I talked about that matchup on camera several times over, and I was saying this is an exciting matchup.
Does
I agree
anybody
with
in
this
this
matchup.
chat know who Josh Lomson is?
Yeah, with an L.
What is it?
Did you just get one single? You want to call me fat? Did you get one single cinnamon roll delivered? That's it? Just one?
We already went over this. It was buy one, get one free, and I got another one too.
How much did you spend?
It's like $18 or something.
Delivered? With tip?
I don't know if Diane's going to get a tip tonight. We'll have
to... Here's the reality. This is a fun fight. DraftKings-wise, if Pitbull wins, he will absolutely be worth that salary. Dan Ige actually does not score very well in DraftKings Fantasy. Certainly, he found a finish in his last fight, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was a random, still standing stoppage that probably shouldn't have happened. I don't think Dan Ige is going to be worth the DraftKings money, even though I do think he wins his fight because I think it goes to a decision. Damn. 2 cinnamon rolls. If you do want to check out every single pick, every single bet, every single tool, every single thing that we offer, it is only $10 for an entire month. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top.
I mean,
you're going to be like Dre from Dallas. Go here, damn, here. And then eat it in one bite, the whole thing.
What?
That guy's the best.
What are you talking about?
Dre from Dallas, man. The way he eats food, he shares it with the camera. That guy's the best.